Well, you know Jemele Hill is a hometown girl born and raised in Detroit who is now moving and shaking in the world of media. And she's back in town for an event that we'll tell you more about in just a moment. But first, let's catch up with Jemele Hill. Welcome to Live in the D.
Oh, thank you for having me. This is such a joy to be on, a station I grew up watching as a kid in Detroit.
This is so exciting. Now we are used to seeing you on the national stage. What's it like coming back home to where it all started?
Well, it's always great to come back to Detroit. I make it a point. I'm very purposeful and intentional about when I am on these national stages to mention where I'm from, to always talk about the things that I learned in Detroit, how it shaped me, how it molded me. Because even though Detroit has changed a lot, and in very good ways, there's still a lot of people who have negative perceptions of Detroit. So I think it's important that they know that good stock comes from Detroit, that people who are from the city and committed to seeing the city evolve and still have that love for the city. Just because I've gone to live other places, Detroit will always have a really big piece of my heart. So I'm always happy to come back home.
Right, and you are Detroit bred, Michigan State grad, and I want you to know almost 100% of the people in my office all went to Michigan State as well. How does being from the D shape your career?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised, or nobody should be surprised that most of the people that you work with went to Michigan State, because we only have the best journalism school in the state. Yeah, I said it. But no, I mean, Detroit had a lot to do with, not just how I see the world, but just kind of that inner grit, inner toughness. I think it's kind of hard to describe and to put into words, but people from Detroit know what it is. It's this, we just have a hustle, we have a grind to us, and I think we have, all, at the same time, we have a humbleness about ourselves, because many of us came from some challenging backgrounds. I certainly was no exception to that. Grew up on the West Side, went to Mumford, went to Beaubien. And so, you grow up in a certain kind of environment, and it certainly can have some impact on how you see the world. But I think all those lessons that I learned, even some of them that were tough and difficult and challenging, they all served me so well later in life, so that when I did face adversity, when I did face challenges, when I did face struggles, because I'd already been through what I'd been through in Detroit, I was prepared to handle it and prepared to face it. And I was able to stay calm and amidst a lot of the panic.
Right, right. Now, you have a lot of people here in Detroit and across the country and the world who look up to you and admire your career. What words of inspiration and encouragement do you have for others who are thinking about chasing a dream?
Well, I think there are two things that have served me well. Number one is realizing what's for you is for you. A lot of times when it comes to our career paths and chasing our dreams, we tend to watch other people too much and compare ourselves to other people too much. And so it's true what the adage says, that comparison is the thief of joy. And so I think you need to have a certain amount of tunnel vision when it comes to chasing your dream. And I think early on, as you're developing and as you're figuring out how you want your dream to materialize, don't let anybody outwork you. There's a lot of things that you can't control. You can't control how people perceive you. You can't control if people talk about you. You can't control what others think, but you can control your actions. You can control whether or not you're on time. You can control making sure that you have all the proper information, making sure you study up, making sure you level up. You can control all those things yourself. So focus on what you can control and don't worry about the things that you can't.
And Jemele, thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's been a pleasure.
I appreciate it. Thank you for the time.